Hello and welcome to this roundup of my 5 favorite romance novels that I read this month. I'm Olivia, your new favorite resource for book recommendations. You can easily screenshot, and you're watching Random Olive Reads. First up is The Undercutting of Rosie and Adam by Megan Bannon. This is a fantasy romance and book 3 of the Heart and Mercy series. I love this book, and it was a great conclusion to the series. This whole book is told from Rosie's point of view. She is an immortal demigod who's really struggling with grief and the lonely life she has ahead of her. It's been 10 years since the events of the last book, and she's starting to see her coworkers and loved ones age. She's also been somewhat pining over inventor and all around genius Dr. Adam Lee for the past 5 years and not willing to do anything about it or get attached since she'll live forever and everyone around her dies. We get all sorts of forced proximity when we find out that the portals in and out of the Tanrian Mist have malfunctioned and need to be repaired. The romance is the slowest of slow burns while we work through our malfunctioning portals. We also get our favorite sidekick duckers throughout the story and revisit the adorable dragons. Road Trip with a Rogue by Kate Bateman is a historical romance and book 3 of the Her Majesty's Rebels series. I love a good road trip romance, especially when our two travel partners are clearly pining for each other and denying their own feelings about it. Daisy is on a mission to thwart an elopement and runs into Lucian, her brother's friend and longtime crush, along the way. What she doesn't know is that he encouraged the elopement of his nephew and an heiress, and she gets thoroughly distracted by Lucian. We've got highwaymen, cramped quarters, and even a kidnapping in this chaotic adventure. I loved seeing these two connect and talk to each other with the most excellent banter. This Much Is True by Vivian Lorette is a historical romance and book 3 of the Liars Club series. Everyone here is lying, and it's kind of sort of confusing till we figure it out. Althea is in her third season following a toxic courtship with a playwright last year and in a massive writer's block for her own plays. And for some wild reason, she makes up stories about encountering highwaymen when she's out in society, mostly because she's a storyteller and partly because she wants the attention. Unfortunately, Jasper is an actual highwayman and worries he'll be found out, so he keeps clumsily ruining her gowns to distract from her stories. Jasper has his own problems with an abusive uncle, so he pretends to be a clumsy oaf in public, even though he's a clever highwayman protecting his family. Oh, and those are these two are pretty much attracted to each other at first sight. Their relationship is messy and chaotic and lots of fun to read. Love is a War Song by Danica Nava is a standalone contemporary romance. Avery is the only Native American pop star around, and she makes the horrible mistake of listening to her uninformed mother and team in the process of posing for the cover of Rolling Stone. And so her reputation is totally tanked, and she is sent to stay with her estranged grandmother for a while the gossip dies down. Instantly, she's on the wrong foot with Lucas, the extra handsome man who works at the grandmother's ranch. Just about as instantly as she is attracted to him, she's learning to adapt to a totally new environment while everyone around her is terribly unhelpful. But the attraction between her and Lucas is super strong despite all the realities of their lives. This book was funny and emotional, and I loved seeing Avery embrace her roots. The Lady's Guide to Celestial Mechanics by Olivia Waite is a historical romance in book 1 of the Feminine Pursuits series. Heartbroken Lucy ends up in the care of the widowed Countess Catherine in the pursuit of translating a rare astronomy text. They're both pretty prickly around each other at first, but they find their footing as friends and then more. It was nice watching their romance blossom, and Catherine learned things about herself in the process, even as the older and more established woman. I loved seeing them both battle the patriarchy for Lucy's place in science. This was a delightful, slow burn romance. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully you found a book or 5 to add to your TBR. Links to all of these books are in the description box. Like and subscribe to get updates, and you can follow me on Instagram at Random Olive.